Welcome then, it's 13:30 here in France in Les Sables d'Olonne, 12:30 in London, and welcome to the Vendée Globe Live on day 3 of this 9th edition. Well, it's been a windy, difficult night out on the race course with the leaders punching through a nasty frontal system, and there's been a little bit of damage. Just as we prepped the show, we got the news that Jeremy Bayou, one of the outstanding favourites for the race on Charal, had damage to his rudder, which we found out about last night. He made a little bit of an initial repair, and then a further assessment this morning. The damage is worse than expected, and so he's made a U-turn and he's coming back to Les Sables d'Olonne. We're joined online by François Gabart, our special guest for the day. Privileged to have François with us. Of course, the race winner back in 2012, 2013. François, first of all then, obvious question, your reaction to Jeremy Bayou's news?
That's bad news for sure. He was one of the favorites. I don't know exactly. I didn't check how long he will need to come back to Les Sables. I don't know exactly what happens on his boat, but for sure it will be tough for him to be back on the fleet and for the first place, because he was here just for winning. So that's not a good news for everyone today. And in my mind, I'm still thinking about Michel Desjoyeux, who came back a few hours after the start and managed to win the race. So it looks like Jeremy will be later than Michel 12 years ago, but why not? Maybe he could be back.
A big test for him anyway. So François, just in general, your thoughts on this race so far? It's been pretty complicated in terms of the weather situation.
Yeah, the first hours was pretty good for all the fleet. They were, I think the first 24 hours were smooth, but now it's the start of the Vendée, and it's difficult. It's hard, strong winds, quite technical, and it looks like it's even worse for the next days with this storm coming from the south, and that will be in the middle of the fleet, I think, on Friday. So that's technical and tough, and I'm crossing finger, but I hope that everyone will be okay at the end of the week.
Indeed, we hope so. You've been very involved with Charlie Dallin's project with the Apivia. He's in 7th place this morning, 28 miles off the lead. Just tell us a little bit about your preparations with Charlie and your exact involvement with the project.
Yeah, all my team, I mean, we work on the boat, construction of the boat, and now also to help him to be ready for this race. We're really happy and proud of all the work we've done until now, but it's the start of the Vendée now, so still a long race, and I hope everything will be okay. But we're quite happy with the situation now, and it's boat looks okay. Charlie looks okay, and is in the front plate, so hope it will be good like this until the end.
And what was your own personal role in the development of the boat?
I mean, it's we try with my experience and all experience of the team to try to take good ideas from the IMOCA of 2012, first Massif, then also our experience with the Ultime, to try to put all of this in this new boat. And of course, Charlie, you know, he loves technical things, and he loves this boat. So he was really involved in the conception and construction of this boat. But I think I hope, of course, that we help him to just do something even better.
And what advice did he come to you looking for before he left? What were the last things you were talking about?
It will be the first time he will sail in the Southern Ocean, so he asked a lot about this, and I don't know if I help him, but maybe to just look at this like a normal strong condition, of course, but maybe not so much stronger than what they have, for example, the last night. I hope I help on this, and he asked also a lot of questions about how to find the good speed for the first day of the race, and I don't know if I help him. If I told him that I did not have the answer. I just can maybe give some tips so he can find his own answer. Looks for the moment, at least, it's good. So I hope I help him on this also.
He's quite close this morning with Alex Thompson. Give us your thoughts on Alex's boat, a little more of a radical concept. How do you feel about the indoor cockpit, for example?
I think it's a good idea. I think on Apivia it's quite the same. I mean, Charlie is totally protected. Alex went even stronger in this spirit, and that's also what we are doing on the new Ultim that we're building now. So for me, it's normal evolution of our cockpit. As the boat will go faster and faster, we need to be protected as much as possible, and it's what Alex did, and I totally understand his philosophy.
So, Francois, as you say, you're building a new Ultim. How is that going, and what's the current plan?
Yeah, it's still good, still in construction, just behind me. The boat will be launched in June 2021. That's a big project for us, and it's still going well, even with all the situation. Now we're still working on the boat the same speed as before. So I hope everything will be okay until the end of the construction. It's a little bit like a Vendée Globe. Huh? Building a boat like this, it's one difficulty every day at least, but so far so good, and we managed to do something good, and I think we're still good in the planning.
Good for you. And you're also working very closely with 11th Hour in the build of their new boat. How does their new boat compare to the latest boats out in the water just now?
I can't tell you how it will look. It's quite confidential, but what I can say, it will sail even faster than what the boat on the Vendée Globe can do, and what we know quite well is that if you want to sail faster than 30 knots for a few hours on a IMOCA, you will need to be even stronger. So it's all the philosophy this team is working on now.
And will it be adaptable to come and do the Vendée Globe in the future, for example?
Why not? It's not in the planning for the next years now. I'm quite busy with the Ultim, but I think it's good to not never say never.
And meantime, are you missing being on the water in this race?
Being on the water for sure, with the condition they had last night. I don't know, but yeah, of course, it's always exciting to see what's happening. And at the same time, I think this race will be super exciting to follow, like in 2016. So I'm really happy to be involved in this race in a different way, and supporting the team of Charlie and Apivia's boat is it's really exciting and interesting. So I'm happy to be where I am now, and of course I hope I will be sailing again quite fast. Hope next year in June with the new Ultim.
In the meantime, you're watching the tracker all the time, or are you getting work done?
Yeah, I'm doing. I'm looking at the weather. I think I'm not alone to do it, but yeah, I will be behind my computer a lot this winter, and yeah, I love this race. I did it before to do it, and I will still do it, and it's even more important as I'm involved in a way in Apivia's project. So it's a good reason for me to follow the race even more than what I would like to do.
François, thank you so much for being with us, and hopefully we'll join you over the course of the race. Have a good day. Thank you.
Thanks. Have a good day.
So François Gabart then, the 2012 winner, giving us some of his experiences and what he brought to the Apivia project. I say Charlie Dallin lying in 7th place, and things pretty much going to plan. A little bit of a tough night. We saw a video this morning from Kevin Escoffier, who had damage to one of his valves, which drains the foil housing. Let's have a quick look at the video from Kevin Escoffier.
Bonjour à tous. Option jacuzzi ce matin sur PRB. Je me suis aperçu de ça tout à l'heure. Forcément, c'est jamais quand il y a 5 nœuds de vent. C'est toujours quand il y en a 40. Donc ouais, là j'avais 40 nœuds constants et je sais faut que je tienne le coup pendant 1 heure avant de virer.
Là on est plein dans le fond actuellement 37 nœuds établis sur 15 minutes. Et j'ai 3 riz et le temps en temps. Donc le bateau il avance assez doucement, assez tranquille. De temps en temps ça tape. Et pour l'instant tu vas bien. Je ne sais pas comment je vais matasser. Ça va être compliqué parce qu'il faut matasser un peu avant le vermont. Et au pire je vais pas tout matasser là parce que ça peut être dangereux je pense. Et je vais gérer demain une fois le vent a molli. Donc on voit sur la carte. Donc on voit que nous on est là. On est là, plein. Le rouge, c'est beaucoup de vent.
Bon, bienvenue, la fabrique Merline vous accueille aujourd'hui pour une petite balade très agréable. Dans 35 nœuds, 40 nœuds, mer de face. Voilà, bienvenue à bord, c'est génial. Bon, on a une autre première casse, rien de dramatique, c'est que du confort. Mais ça fait chier parce que putain c'est du confort. On a explosé le plexi. Voilà. Ça fait chier quoi. Et on est en train de passer du coup le front là. C'est plutôt sympa. On a 45 nœuds. Ça tape beaucoup. Mais bon voilà, ça passe pour le moment, ça passe plutôt pas mal. J'ai fait mon petit cocon sous le vent parce que clairement c'est le seul endroit où j'arrive à me caler. Et puis voilà. Dans 2 heures on va pouvoir virer. Et puis après faire du sud enfin. Ouais, ça c'est bon ça.
Alan Rura there still managing to yawn, just having had his Perspex window stove in by a big wave, but everything well on board La Fabrique, as indeed it is on the dish of Skur, and I think also Kevin Escoffier, the real master technician in the fleet. If there's any damage, then he's the man to fix it, and he didn't seem to be too concerned when he spoke this morning. So let's look at the rankings this morning. Maxime Sorel still at the top of the table, benefiting down in that south. Maxime Sorel leading. In second place, Dutroux on 18.6 miles behind. Jean Le Cam in third, also on 18.6 miles behind. Nico Troussel in the fast foiler, the Coram, is in fourth at 20 miles behind. Thomas Rion benefiting out in that west side, 24.5 miles behind. Yannick Besthaven, 25.4. Charlie Dallin up in seventh now, 28. Alec Thompson, 8th and 32.4. Roman Atanasio, 36 miles behind the leaders. And Kevin Escoffier is still hanging in there in 10th on 37 miles behind. Britain's Sam Davis on Initiative's Kerr in 14th. She's 44 miles behind the leader. Boris Herman, 65 miles behind the leader in 18th. Giancarlo Padotti in 19th. Didac Costa on One Planet, One Ocean, our Spanish skipper, in 20th, 80 miles behind the lead, is great at this stage. So too Isabel Joschke, 82.4 miles behind. Miranda Merin, 25th, 115 miles behind. Koji Shirashai, 118 miles behind. Ari Husela, 28th, and Alexia Barry in 29th. So let's, the weather situation. We had a chat with Christian Dumar this morning, and we had an update of the weather situation just now. It's been a particularly difficult night with strong winds as the leaders came through this frontal system here. Now you can see far out in the west now is Thomas Rion leading this group. The advantage is pretty much to them just now. They came through the front round about 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 or 4 o'clock. They jibed across and they're now in a nice northwesterly regime. The breeze has dropped for them a little bit and they're going to get a little bit of respite. They're sailing under Jennekers and possibly Spinnakers. The breeze for them is turning more to the north and they should actually probably jibe towards the latter part of the day, maybe around about 5 o'clock. Boats down in the south, well, they're mostly coming through the low pressure, the frontal system here. We can see Maxime Sorel here is pretty much through, and he too will tack across. But the advantage, I think, will more or less come with the boats out on the west, certainly getting slightly easier conditions, and to say a little bit of a day of respite. Then looking at the next chart, you can see this is the big picture. We have this, there's the front up here. Now this is the fleet, and then you see the little convergence as the boats out on this west side will come down a more southerly direction into the edge of this high pressure ridge there. Now that's a little bit complicated. Then we have two successive lows that they're routing around the west side of it, the worst of them being this theta, which is a tropical low. Now we're told that they should be able to route round to the west side in the favourable but still very strong northwesterly winds. So a very, very complicated weather situation today. Let's look now at the routing, and just reinforcing what we're saying, we can see that they come down, it's really picking their way down this high pressure ridge, then across the top side of the high pressure and the little low, and then down onto the west side of the tropical low theta. So a very complicated situation, but a little bit of respite for most of the fleet, certainly the boats out in the west. So that's the weather situation. We're joined by Jacques Caraës, the race director. Jacques, a very difficult night for you, and that news about Jérémy Biou retiring or coming back into Les Sables d'Olonne, it's a tough blow for him, isn't it?
Yes, that's very big damage for Jérémy Biou, so we are waiting for new information. He's coming back to Sables d'Olonne. Unfortunately, we did not know how the damage are, so we are very sad for this team. It's a big disappointment for them, of course, and we will get a few information in a few hours.
Now the line stays open for a while, doesn't it?
Yes, the line is open 10 days after the start, so I hope he could repair quickly and maybe going back to the race. That's I will really hope he can do.
It's a big ask, though. Michel Desjardins was 40 hours, I think. A little bit more than that.
Yes, for Michel, he did the same plan, but for Jérémy, he's far away now, so it's maybe more difficult for him.
So we've got good news about Fabrice Amadeo then. He restarted yesterday evening. It was a great restart, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a great moment with the new start from Fabrice, because people in the channel to help him to go back again in the race. So it was a really good moment, and I think he's in a good shape now to come back to this race. Happy for him.
You spoke to him before he left, did you?
Sorry?
You spoke to him before he left?
Yes, I spoke a little bit to him, and to say it's never finished. You know, sailing, it's a very special sport. You have to go to the finish line.
Indeed, and also good news from L'Occitane this morning. We thought he was going into La Coruña.
Yes, the first message we got is we wanted to do a stop to Spain, and now he said, no, I go back to the race. That's a good thing for Armel. He preferred to go back in the race. He will repair during this course.
So what actually happened? His hook broke and the sail came down?
Yes, effectively the hook broken, and he wanted to repair, and the sail was damaged too. But he thought now, after a few reflections, to coming back in the race, and he will put the storm jib in this with a lashing to fix it definitively. And so he thinks it's better to go back in the race for coming in the challenge, and I think it's a good idea for him.
It would have been very difficult for him to pick up a mooring or anchor where he was heading for.
He can have assistance. That's why it's very difficult to do a stop to pick up a mooring himself. So he said it's maybe too complicated. I prefer to go back in the race, and he will find a solution to put the boat in the good shape.
One headache less for you.
No, it's important. I'm happy. It was a very complicated night for all this boat with really rough weather, but now for the next 24 hours is better, and they have to negotiate the next low pressure, so the job is not finished.
And what was last night like for you? How do you set up for a night like that?
The last night for us will be to be in contact. We know it will be a very tough night, so of course a few phone call and to try to see exactly what's the course of the boat. You know, there is two big strategy. The most west, Now they go south, so they go quickly. It's maybe a better condition, better sea, better angle of wind. And the south strategy have less sea and less wind. And I think the advantage, of course, will be for the west follows now.
In the office, you're monitoring the fleet all the time and you get updates every 30 minutes, is that right?
Yes, exactly. All the 30 minutes we have post report, so we can follow exactly the 33 boats. And we have 24 hours with my team. We are close to the screen and to see if everybody is going well.
A little nervous moment last night with Kojiro Shirashai. I think he went downwind. We spoke with Kojiro this morning, and he said he'd one or two little problems. Principally, got some water in the mainsail, 3 reefs in the mainsail. This was Koji this morning.
45ノットぐらい吹いてひどい夜でした。大変な夜でした。
It was a very hard night with more than 45 knots of gust.
はい、ジャイブしようと思ったんですが、メインセールに海水がいっぱい溜まってジャイブできませんでした。それを処理するのにね、結構トラブル続きで結構時間かかってだいぶ損しました。
So it was very my mainsail with 3 reefs and had lots of water in, and it was impossible to jibe with this. So it took time to take out all the water.
はい、まあ精神的にまだいけ体力的にも結構疲れました。ヘトヘトです。昨日のトラブルでヘトヘトな状態です。あと船はまあ細かないろんなトラブルがあるんですけれども、まあ今のところ大きなトラブルはないのでこのまま行きたいと思います。そんな感じです。どうぞ。
So the boat is myself. I'm fine. I'm doing well, but I'm just a little bit tired with all the troubles from last night. And the boat has small problems here and there, but overall, there is no big problem. So it's going to be fine.
今はね、風は20ノット前後で、問題なのは波が逆方向です。昨日の波が逆方向で、波に突っ込む状態でね、結構もうドタンバッタ行ってます。ドタンバッタ行って、いや、ほんと疲れてます。バンデのスタートがね、こんなきついのはね、さすがバンデグローブだなと思ってます。どうぞ。
So the wind is about 20 knots at the moment. But since last night, the waves is opposite to the boat's direction, so the boat is slamming lots. This is really, really tiring, and I know that the Vendée Globe is the hardest yacht race in the world, and these are really the conditions that I can feel that the Vendée Globe is really tough.
一回風が落ちるんで、その時いろいろ細かいところ直したいと思います。まだ波が悪いんですけども、あと体力の回復ですね。細かいところを一つ一つ修理していきたいと思います。どうぞ。
So the wind will go down in a little bit, so I will repair the boat. Small things that happened last night during the storm, and most importantly, I will try to rest myself because I haven't been able to sleep much in the past days.
So Kojiro Shirashai, our Japanese competitor, he's a tough guy.
Yes, he's a tough guy. Of course, the video we saw is not the condition he met last night, of course, you imagine. But he's a tough guy, and I saw he will go on. And now I'm very happy he takes the way in the south now, because I was obliged to call to his team manager because the course in the beginning, at the end of the night, was not good at all. But I am happy to see everything is okay for him now.
I think he will be super careful to get past into the south this time.
Yeah, sure. I think it was complicated for him this night, but what the principle is on the good way now and going for the race.
Thank you, Jacko. Very tough night, as we said. We spoke with Clarisse Kremer, and she really was finding it quite hard.
I'm trying to keep the fight, but I'm very, very, very tired. It makes it difficult to see everything positively, but my boat is okay. I have very small minor issues that we have to deal with when the wind and the weather will be nicer, and when I will be more or less tired. So yeah, overall I'm okay. I'm happy with my position. I'm happy with what I've done so far, but I don't know why I'm so tired. I think I don't really manage to sleep very well, and I don't really manage to eat at all. So I'm trying to force feed myself, but it's not a very pleasant thing to do. And right now I think I'm going to have to put the race behind me and think only about me and yeah, try to do better.
So Clarisse Kremer there on Bank Popular. Tough night for her, so a real baptism of fire into this Vendée Globe for her, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. It was really bad condition to start this race. It's not at all like 4 years ago.
4 years
it was
ago
like
we had
a
a record,
motorway
didn't
4
we?
years ago, and for this moment, for this edition, is really tough weather and another low pressure to meet. So in a few days, so it's difficult to go in the trade winds.
It is indeed. Jacques, thank you so much for joining us on the English show. Tomorrow we have Juan Kay, the yacht designer who designed the Coram and also and also Arcana Paprec, and also Sam Goodchild, the British Figaro sailor. Join us tomorrow at midday 30 in UTC and 13:30 in Les Sables d'Olonne.